Hello, in this video I'm going to talk about process and how to deal with if you painted a bunch of stuff in one layer like this, and then if a director or a professor will say, can you change that value of that red to be a little bit more desaturated? That is really hard to do, and you pretty much have to repaint it. If you have any notes, because you painted it in one layer like this, that's very hard to edit after the fact. So instead of working this way, I'll show you what I would do if I got that note and I accidentally did it this way. I'll show you the correct way that you should be working. So I'm going to hide this for now and show you the correct way, and then I'll show you how to fix it if you didn't do it that way. So what I would do is create a fill layer, put in your color that you want, add a mask, and you're putting a lot of your work in the mask. So like if I wanted an area to be more red, I would do like that, and then that makes this a lot easier to be like, okay, I want that. If you get notes about making a different color or anything like that, or making it a different material, then you're easily can just bring up like make it metal and make it more rough, and you just have a lot more freedom in edits. And you can also add colors to this. So I'm going to add a paint layer, and I'm going to put this to be like a red, and this will paint within the mask. So if I was like, okay, I want certain areas to be more red, then I can add another layer to be like a different color. I can do that, and I have a lot of control, and I can turn things off. I can blend them in different ways if I want to blend it. So you just have a lot more freedom, even though there's a little more setup. It's not just straight painting. You have to think about how you're constructing it. But in the long run, you're going to have a lot more. You're not going to be stuck if you get notes. So I'm going to hide this, show this, and say I got notes, and they're like, I want to change a certain part of this. What I would do in this situation, so I'll just call this base. I would use anchor point. So I could go add anchor point, and that made this anchor point that I can reference later on, because we want to use this to make a mask basically. So they want this to be like a different color in this area or this area. It'll say the note, like they want this to be a purple and this to be a red. So I'm going to hide that now that I have it. I'm going to make another layer, and I'm going to make this to be the red, and I'm going to add a fill layer, or add a black mask. I'm going to use the anchor point as my mask. So I'm going to go over here, right click and say add fill, and in here go to anchor points, go to base. So there's my there's the anchor point that I made, and now I can add a levels so that it's right now it's not very strong of a mask. And you can even go up to here, say look at mask. You see it's like a gray, and now I can just use this levels to like get more to what I'm thinking. It's more like that. So there we go. And go back to material. So now I can do that same process of just going add paint layer, and I can't remember what colors I said, but you can change this to be, I think it was like a purple is what I said. I want that to be a purple, so I just paint that in like that. And then if you wanted your mask to be a little more, I don't know, noisy or anything, you can put things on top of this. So I like if I wanted to use, like if I wanted to edit my original spot or original mask here, I can just edit it through this, and I'll make this like a white, just paint out this area. or maybe I should just use the eraser, sorry. Just mask out that or erase that stuff. Then that will translate to this one. So you're referencing that to this. And that way, that's a way that you can have more control and you can edit. But I would suggest for future just to work in this way, in a more modular way. Think about it in pieces so that you can adjust on the fly. All right, hopefully that helps. Bye.